Welcome, everyone, to the All About Nothing podcast, kind of daily show. I am Barrett Gruber, host of the All About Nothing podcast with Zach King. You can find me across all social media at Barrett Gruber. With me is the host of the podcast, Black, White, and Blue in the South, with Dr. Jamil Brooks, Bill Kimler. Find him across all social media at Political Bill SC. If you want to participate in the show, you can chat with us online, YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. You can find links at the top of our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com. Please follow and subscribe wherever you are hearing us. Let's get going. How's it going?
Hello, Barrett Gruber.
Hey, I enjoyed learning about the Polymarket from
Yeah,
your bonus episode this morning.
a little 10-minute quick hit just to get you high enough to start your day. Right? It's kind of relaxing a little bit. Just have a nice little tidbit of a show for a change. So yeah, we released a little bonus episode this morning because we weren't able to record last weekend. But we had a leftover from our previous episode that didn't make it in the final cut. So we released that this morning about Polymarkets.
It was interesting. I actually pulled up some of the Polymarket stuff just to see what people were betting on.
Yeah.
And
What catches your eye?
some of the politics stuff, like who Donald Trump's going to nominate for the chair. And I looked up Kevin Warsh and Judy Shelton, and I didn't know who these people were because those were two of the contenders, but they're like a whole list of people. Judy Shelton. I assume that when you
picked the least interesting topic too. I mean,
Yeah, I
there's
know.
100 interesting bets, but who's the Fed chair is the least interesting of them.
Democratic presidential nominee for 2028, they've got betted
That's
on.
good. Start getting some money in now.
Yeah, presidential.
Who's leading in now? So drill in on that and see who's leading in the betting market.
Right now, Gavin Newsom is leading 32% over
All right, pause.
AOC at 8%.
I was going to try to guess who number 2 was.
Well, guess who number 3 is?
Well, it's
Here's-
not Gavin Newsom or AOC.
Here's a hint.
Um,
I have said their name repeatedly as who I think is going to be the
Oh.
potential nominee.
Zach King. Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Josh Shapiro is
Josh Shapiro.
That's who current governor of Pennsylvania.
I have never heard you mention his name once, but you go with that theory of yours.
That's not fair. So
Hey, I got a
go
technical
ahead.
question to ask you after you're done
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about Polymarkets.
I'm done talking about Polymarkets.
Oh, I thought actually what was more interesting was how the Trump family is embedded in that Polymarket scheme.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, how it was banned in the US. Then this French guy made like $1 million bet on Trump before the election. Trump wins, and what you know it, by January, those restrictions on Polymarket in the US were eased, and Donald Trump Jr. became a stakeholder. It's just all so
Interesting.
corrupt and foul.
It's interesting how those things happen coincidentally, you
Yeah.
know.
And people are making money off of Maduro's kidnapping out of Venezuela. Somebody made a couple $100,000 off of that.
like $400,000. But
Nuts.
if you listen to the show, you talk about, and I'm not going to give it away, but you talk about actually what happened in the aftermath of the effect
Yeah.
of that potential that actual bet. No, I found it to be completely interesting, and I started looking into some of these. And I was like, I could drop $20 on something like this. Of course,
Could or would? Are you going to?
potentially? I maybe. I don't know. If I see one that I think that I have some insight into, that I
Your
think
life is so
potentially-
boring. You're going to now drop some of your money on national events to see if you can play the market, just to make life interesting for you.
What
Like you're so bored that you had to put a blue beard a bet on a football game because the football game itself wasn't exciting.
two football games. 2 football games.
4 if you
Several.
count the ones with Villardo.
Yeah, several weeks apart. Yeah, and I actually and Villardo's not going to like to hear this, but I forgot that I had that bet with him. The same bet as with Zach. If I had lost, if Tampa had beaten the Falcons twice, I would have had to put on Villardo's jersey and taken a profile picture. And then I guess having lost to Zach, I'd have had to done like a split screen or something of me.
Wow, just having a blue beard with a Tampa Bay jersey.
Right,
That just
there
would have
you
been
go.
really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to shift topics real quick. So I came into a little bit of money this week, got an unexpected small bonus, nothing that's going to save me from disaster, but a little bit of spending money. and I want to upgrade my podcast equipment.
Okay.
Like I want better mics. I want a mic stand. I want video cameras now, like
Oh,
not just the webcam that I'm using and then having to split on my own. I'd like to get like multiple angled cams in play.
whoa.
Like I want to go a little more higher quality.
So
Like I
you're
want to push it to
talking,
the next level.
so you're talking multiple camera views. I
Yeah.
assume for you and Jamel, we're talking probably 3. So one of the both of you, and then one
And
of
then
each
one
of
of the
you.
guests.
And then one of the guests.
Yeah. We don't need one of both of us.
Okay.
Just one focused on each of us directly, and then a third one for a guest.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there are splitters that will take USB as far as the camera input. And then literally if you're recording to one file while you're recording, you would just have to pay attention to which camera view it's on. You'd have to hit,
No.
attention to.
It wouldn't be that. I would want to record the entire thing on all 3 cameras, each independently.
Gotcha.
And then use it for splitting or what have you and editing afterwards, since I'm always editing after the fact.
Yeah.
So I've got the editing tools. I just want their own dedicated video feeds. And then how about the mics? Like I can't tell if this is a good mic. When I go back to do my audio editing afterwards, I'm not happy with the quality of the sound. And I do a lot of post-production editing to improve that quality. And so I see the nice mic you have there. And I'm thinking, is that what I want?
Well, so it depends on how it is that you're listening back to your episode. Because when I listen to your episodes, they sound just as high a quality as what, we produce.
Like I said, because you should see all the editing I do to those audio files afterwards.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And
this is
what do you got there?
A Shure SM7B.
Oh, I like the sound of that already. That sounds like it's a $7,000 mic.
So I want to say if you buy it off of like Amazon or whatever, it's like a $450 mic.
How can I buy stuff not off of Amazon anymore? I think I'm done with Amazon.
That's a great question.
I mean, you see what Bezos has done to the Washington Post?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, today my feeds are full of posts that start with I was just laid off by the Washington Post and I loved my job.
Yeah.
And it's hundreds of them. It's like, what the fuck?
You can buy direct from sellers and things like that. I will tell you, this microphone is produced in Mexico, and TikTok Shop had it on sale for like $150 at one point. So I thought, oh, I'll go ahead and buy it. If it's not the same, fine. I burned $150 on potentially getting a Shure SM7B. Turns out when I did the looking around and looking at serial numbers and things like that and checking, it's a legit Shure microphone that just happened to be sold through the TikTok Shop by Shure for like 2 months. And I just happened to luck out and pick. I wish I had picked up like 3 more.
I have never purchased anything on TikTok Shop.
I shouldn't.
Like, to me, it seems like the biggest scammy marketplace in the world. As I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing these yahoos trying to sell, whatever toy or gizmo that they have. And I'm like, this is public access television I'm looking at.
Yeah.
But then my wife ordered a generator before the big ice storm.
Yeah.
Like, she ordered a generator off TikTok Shop on like Wednesday before the storm hit, and it was delivered to us by Saturday. Like, we got it just in time. Not that we needed it, but we got it. And she bought it off of TikTok Shop. I'm like, whoa, is it that reliable?
I think that there are a lot of decent purchases that I have made off TikTok Shop. Here, one of these here, this thing.
I don't want to see your underpants. Oh,
this is okay. Yeah, no worries. I'm not wearing any. This is legitimately just a little camera stand that I got off TikTok Shop a couple months ago.
And you carry that around with you?
It depends if I'm working in the office downstairs or if I'm working in the office upstairs. Yeah, I'll take it downstairs, but it just sits here on my phone, and it's great. It's legitimately the only thing I'm ever going to be concerned about is whether or not the joints stay tight, and I could potentially.
We all have that problem, Barrett. It's called getting old.
Yeah. But if it came back up, I'd probably order another one just to keep around.
To keep an eye out for that, then if you've had nothing but good experience on TikTok Shop, then maybe I'll take a stab at it.
One of the things that I got on TikTok Shop that I thought was pretty cool, and I saw it on TikTok Shop, and now you can buy it on Amazon or Walmart or whatever. But it's these wall anchors that you hammer into the wall, and then you screw in. They hold like 60 or 70 pounds per anchor. And if you hammer them in the drywall, they work fantastic. And what's crazy is I don't know who invented them, but like the idea behind them makes more sense than drilling a hole, putting a plastic anchor in there, and then hoping that when you screw through this thing that it expands open to hold it. But the plastic anchors sometimes only hold 15, 20 pounds, whatever. But and I think I've seen success from people on TikTok talking about how they didn't get what they expected, or they didn't get what they wanted. Like the color was not right on whatever product they got or whatever. And they had the ability to get a refund pretty easily through TikTok. So,
all right. I got caught in a loop on TikTok watching this one lady on this TikTok Shop. She was Ms. Aluminum, or Alumamuma is what they call her. She's a rotund Chinese woman selling single unit or single person homes, those tiny homes.
Yeah.
And she has like hundreds of videos, but she's from China selling these little Chinese houses, saying we ship anywhere. She doesn't speak a lick of English. So she's reading phonetically the entire ad, and it's awesome. It's hilarious. Awesome. She's like, this is aluminum house. And every word is funnier than the one before, and she is just so full of joy in these pronunciations. And I just got suckered like a whole hour watching every one of her videos selling the same damn house.
Yeah,
love her.
Yeah. Jess checked in. She said that it's amazing on TikTok Shop. So there's
amazing on TikTok Shop. All right.
Freckleface says, I've only gotten burned by TikTok Shop once, but I got my money back. And then and then Jess is just warning you, the algorithm is telling you.
The algorithm is telling me to go get my own damn house. So believe me, I'm telling me. I don't need the algorithm to tell me.
Go get a tiny house.
I'd move in with Miss Luma.
We last episode we discussed some predictions for the Super Bowl. Did you want to jump into some of those?
I completely forgot about that. So yeah, let's
all right.
Let's jump in.
I'll kick it off.
See, you're the only one that prepares for the show. Me, I'm like, oh shit, I got to talk to Barrett in 5 minutes and get my equipment whipped up.
Let me get my glass of wine. Yeah. So my first prediction, Stephon Diggs and Cardi B are dating. I don't know if you knew this or not.
I did not know that. And who are they?
Deal. Stephon Diggs.
I'm kidding.
Cardi B has
Cardi Diggs. Go ahead.
Yeah, she'll be Cardi D Biggs.
Big D.
Cardi B Diggs.
Biggs D. She'll be Cardi Biggs D.
She's got beef with Donald Trump's favorite black person now, or whatever. I can't even think of the woman's name.
Nicki Minaj.
Gosh. Fucking A. Wasn't Nicki Minaj the one that during COVID said that she had a cousin in some Bohemian or some country that took the COVID shot, and apparently his balls grew enormously, and it was a result of the COVID shot? Weird.
No, that was me telling you what happened to me. I don't know what this Nicki Minaj part is, but yeah.
So I am putting that the odds are very high that Stephon Diggs and Cardi B will on field get Cardi B is going to be proposed to on field, but Cardi B will only say yes if he catches 3 passes and at least one of them are for a touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of conditions for that bet to come true.
That's right. If, however, he does not catch 3,
if he does it after 2 passes, bet's off, right?
Yeah. Oh. No. At least one has to be a touchdown. But okay, sure, I understand what you're saying. But if he doesn't get 3 passes and doesn't get to propose to her on the field, then she is going to propose to the New England mascot. I'm assuming his name is Racist Rob or something. I don't know.
My goodness.
So,
Could you literally or legitimately do a marriage proposal on the field at the end of the Super Bowl? I mean, think about that. You try to get down on one knee, you're trying to get the woman's attention, but you can't hear shit because it's so noisy with the celebrations. You've got the confetti streaming all over you, and you're going to get bowled over. Like, you're on one knee, you're going to get bum rushed. You know, people aren't going to see you, and you're going to get bowled right over. I don't see that legitimately being able to happen unless you picked a corner of the field, but then how romantic is that?
Well, they pull that giant stage out there. I feel like it would just be sort of a sideshow to the trophy.
Oh, you think it's part of the halftime performance with Bad Bunny?
I have a observation or a potential halftime observation or a prediction on the halftime show as well. But no, I think that because what was it, last year or the year before? They thought that Chiefs tight end Kelsey was going to propose to Taylor Swift after they won the Super Bowl,
right?
And then of course they lost last year to who was it? It was one of those teams from another one of the Brotherhood, right? Philadelphia Patriots. No, close.
Well, I mean, I don't have predictions necessarily, but I do have prop bets.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the first prop bet on the list is the Turning Point USA counter programming halftime show that they're doing. You've heard about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the over under there is how many minutes, for the over under, would it take before something blatantly racist was said on stage during that performance? And where would you set the over under line at? And I'm thinking it's got to be 3 minutes.
Okay. Do you mean 3 minutes total as far as the number?
No, 3 minutes into the broadcast.
3 minutes into the broadcast.
3 minutes into the broadcast before something blatantly racist is said.
I'm going to say under.
See, I would. I want to say over just to have it as an interesting bet, but it's going to be under because they're going to come right out and say something racist about Bad Bunny not being American.
Yeah, of course. Have you seen the list of the performers that are for the
aside from Kid Rock? I didn't know any of the names. Are there any names I should know?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'll just name some of them. So Kid Rock, of course, is headlining. Who Kid Rock, has had a fairly diverse career. He went from white rapper to white, I don't know, Budweiser shooter. Lee Bryce, never heard of Lee Bryce. Brantley Gilbert, Gabby Barrett. These are people I've never remotely heard of. Of course, apparently Gabby Barrett was recognized as the 2021 ACM New Female Artist of the Year.
These all sound like names that would be on a school board banning books.
Yeah, 100%. You could hear them as like members of the Moms for Liberty or something like that.
Yeah, we don't want no woke books in our library.
Yeah,
teaching history and facts and shit.
Let's see who else they have. The names, none of the names I've ever heard of. So I'm curious as to how Turning Point came up with these people, because if it was the 2021 ACM potential female artist.
Well, first they plan the Super Bowl halftime, almost a year in advance. I mean, I know they announced Bad Bunny at some point, but you knew it was locked in months prior.
Oh, right.
Before they announced it. Here, they didn't even begin with this idea until Bad Bunny was announced. So they're whipping up this concert in a matter of 2 months.
Yeah.
And trying to get all these performers to commit. That's not not going to happen. It's going to be a wreck.
They have not even yet announced, or at least as of this morning, had not even announced the venue as to which this halftime show.
How can you watch it? Where does it say it's being broadcast?
You can watch it on Turning Point USA's official social media channels, X, Rumble, Trinity Broadcast Network, Daily Wire. So those are the places. I think they also said that it'll be broadcast on YouTube. I don't know if that's going to be, knowing that it's Turning Point USA, my assumption is that you have to have some sort of a subscription or made some sort of a donation in order to view it.
To be honest, Barrett, I might watch it.
DW Plus.
Like, I'm not that interested in Bad Bunny. I respect him. I know he's super talented, most famous performer in the world. My daughter has seen him in concert. She raves about him, says he's a great guy. Fine. It's not my style of music. I don't care for pop or any of that stuff. But I am in for dumpster fires. I am highly entertained by shit shows. So I predict that the Turning Point concert will actually beat the Bad Bunny concert in ratings.
Ooh.
Because not only will they have the MAGA base, which is not going to be, enough on their own, but enough dumpster fire watchers like myself will tune in to watch this sucker to see how terrible it is.
These are some of the other broadcast streaming services you can watch it. Real America Voice, DW Plus, whatever that is. Charge, because it has an exclamation point at the end of it. And then the National News Desk. So, and that I think tells you just how good of a broadcast it's going to be, because it's going to be available on 9 different streaming services.
Well, the Super Bowl is going to be available on a bunch of services as well. So it's,
well, in the United States, it's only available on, what is it, CBS this year, or is it Fox? I can't remember. It'll be whatever YouTube TV tells me to turn to, but it's only going to be on one national channel. It's not like it's going to be on ESPN and all of the ESPNs from different vantage points.
But you don't think you could watch it if you were on Amazon, had an Amazon Prime subscription? You couldn't watch it, there, or you couldn't watch it through your desktop or through CBS. I don't know, whatever the channel is, CBS All Access or NBC All Access, whatever those are.
Sure.
I think it's broadcast by one source, but picked up by a bunch of different services that you can subscribe to and watch.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to check that this year.
Like, you could watch ESPN on YouTube TV. You could watch ESPN on Hulu. You can watch ESPN on your phone, through the ESPN app. So you've got a lot of different ways you could watch it.
Apparently, Preference is letting us know that it'll be available in Atlanta on the concert, the Turning Point, on channel 557 via digital antenna services. So the 7th tier of channel 55 in digital.
Okay, good.
I have another prediction that whoever the winning coach is going to be, he will be so overwhelmed by the scripted NFL memes that he's going to accidentally thank the showrunner and the head writers instead of his, players. And
so you think you buy into the theory that this game is already scripted in advance, the outcome has already been determined. So Barrett, the wise Gruber, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl then, between Patriots and Seahawks?
I'm going to pull. So who do I think is going to win? I think the Patriots will win. I'm going to pull for the Seattle Seahawks.
See, I think the opposite. I think the Seahawks are going to win, and I'm pulling for the Patriots.
Okay. Well, I think I'm pulling for Seattle because Robert Kraft is a good friend of Donald Trump. He donated $1 million to him.
I forgot about the Robert Kraft massage parlor scandal, all that stuff
as well.
But again, I don't, but they've got these young players, and this quarterback is so likable.
Yeah,
I just, I don't want to, feel or wish them bad because their owner's a piece of shit.
No, I'm not wishing them poorly. I'm just saying who I would prefer to win because what's her name? Owner of the Seattle Seahawks, Jody Allen. She's donated millions of dollars to arts and culture, environmental research, wildlife and conservation, science and medical research, as well as numerous local youth programs. And she's not friends with Donald Trump. So I'll pull for the Seattle Seahawks. I don't really care who wins, to be honest, but if I got to pull for somebody, then a hawk is as close to a falcon as you can get, of the two teams. Oof. Except
that's like saying I think their uniforms are pretty color. That's how you're making your predictions there.
Baseball is pitchers and catchers report next Wednesday. All right. By the time
I'm thinking overall, this is kind of a dud selection of teams, though. I mean,
don't disagree.
Patriots and Seahawks is not exactly Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
At least not. I mean, I'm sure they're good teams this year, but you kind of like to see dynasties go at each other.
Yeah.
Teams that have built up and scrapped up over years. These two teams seem to have come out of nowhere. Both had great seasons. They're both good teams right now, but it's not like what the Patriots and the Giants had, or the Eagles and the Chiefs had, or Cowboys and whoever else played back in the 1940s when they last won a Super Bowl. Whatever these powerhouses were, you kind of like to see them go at it. Like Steelers and Cowboys back in the 70s. That was a great rivalry. Seahawks and Patriots seem like two teams that kind of lucked their way into the Super Bowl, and now they're going to go at it. It's kind of tough to feel any emotion, I suppose.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. I do have one last prediction.
Go ahead.
So midway through Bad Bunny's all Spanish set, the stadium screens are going to suddenly display the Duolingo owl, and the owl is going to demand that everyone in the stadium participate in one Spanish lesson before the game will move on.
What do you predict that ICE will try to do a raid on the stage during the halftime show? Try to pull some performers out?
I'd give that a 50-50. I mean,
think about it. The way they would do it, they would just go up on stage and demand to see everybody's papers.
Yeah. And the joke.
Notice you didn't even laugh because it's not funny because it's all too realistic.
The joke in there just doesn't. It's too close to reality.
Yeah.
In order for it to be because comedy is tragedy plus
about
time.
The absurd.
Yeah.
And there's nothing absurd. It's all too real.
Yeah.
What do you think the chances are that Bad Bunny will say anything in English? I think his entire. I think that every word is going to be in Spanish from the opening to the closing, introductions. Even when he says thank you, it's going to be gracias. It's not going to be thank you. I think he's not going to utter a single English word.
I think that's potential for that. I think, but I've seen him do sets before, and he'll slip in English every now and then. I don't know. I haven't listened to a whole lot of Bad Bunny, but at the same time, I haven't listened to almost anything that's like new music. And
how wild would it be if he called out Trump directly on the stage? Like last year, we had Kendrick Lamar, calling out. The other guy's name escapes me right now. I should know it. I do know it, but
Kendrick Lamar and
who's his beef with?
Guy.
Shit.
Drake? No.
Yes, Drake. Yeah. So how that was a direct attack right there, and everybody was like, "Oh, right."
Yeah.
How cool would it be if Bad Bunny called out Donald Trump on stage? That would top it.
I would be in for that. I'm not super excited about the Super Bowl this year because again, like you were saying, it's two teams that I like. Drake May a lot. I think he's fun to watch. I think he's extremely talented because he plays for the New England Patriots, and how Robert Kraft and that group management team tend to seem to control that team. Does Drake May get burned out because they want championships? Does he get injured next year? Does he, is that, I'm not predicting that, but it's, I've seen teams like that with a superstar, quarterback that isn't Tom Brady come out and get injured. And then, what do they do then? They replace him. So, but it's a Super Bowl will be a Super Bowl. My hope is that no one does, or they don't have 100% participation in the Duolingo Spanish requirement, and that the game ends at halftime and I get to go to bed at a normal hour because I think it's a 6:30 start, but kickoff's probably not till what, 7:10. I don't know. They make these games go so long because they stick in so many commercials. Are there any commercials you're looking forward to, or anyone that you think will do?
No, but I know we're going to be getting Jesus commercials slammed in our face during the Super Bowl. Yeah. That's been the new trend. It used to be that .coms would blow their entire wad of money, their entire bank accounts on a commercial, and put the entire hopes of their company on a single Super Bowl commercial, and they were somewhat entertaining. But now that they've all gone bust and they're scrambling for advertisers, now you got rich evangelical organizations who are dropping money for Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah.
Last year's Super Bowl, as much as I loved watching my Eagles rout the Chiefs, I think it had political commercials on it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and they were not fun to watch.
Fact.
So
I will say that my favorite commercial from, I think it was the 2022 Super Bowl, was the FTX investment, or what was it, Bitcoin or some sort of commercial, but had Larry David in it. and then what was it, a year later, that the guy that was the CEO or the head of FTX exiles himself from the United States in order not to face prosecution because the whole thing was a scam. Chef's kiss. I mean, come on.
The only thing I know about the commercials is that Marvel is not having any of their commercials this year. They're no reveal, no trailers, nothing.
There were predictions that we would at least see a Spider-Man trailer this year.
Nothing. That's the article that I saw, that Marvel is taking a pass on the Super Bowl this year.
Maybe because they recognize that it's just not going to be a great it's not going to be a very highly watched Super Bowl.
Maybe that, or, it isn't Avengers Doomsday kind of the most anticipated movie of this year anyway. Sure. A Spider-Man 4 will already get all the recognition and marketing it needs anyhow.
Yeah.
I just don't know that they saw that there was any ROI in a Super Bowl ad. I
am also excited about Supergirl.
I'm not. I am oddly not. I saw that trailer and I was like, this is dumber than Superman.
But did you did you like the James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy movies at all?
I really did.
I think that this is,
and I found that Superman was so not Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, agreed.
And this Supergirl could have been a made-for-TV show.
Could have been. Well, I'll just say, I think what I get just watching the trailer, it has a lot of that Guardians of the Galaxy vibe to it. So that's
what had Guardians of the Galaxy vibe was the shoot, what would I had the name and then it just dropped out of my head just as I was about to say it.
We're so old.
It was another collaborative. It was it was another kind of a miscellaneous people with superpower movie. They were all ex-prisoners released to go. Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Suicide Squad.
And not the one with Harley Quinn, and Will Smith, but the other one that James Gunn did. That was a lot more entertaining.
Idris Elba,
yes, that was Peacemaker. Was Idris Elba in it?
Yeah, Idris Elba was in it. John Cena was in it.
Yeah. That one. That was a great movie.
I agree.
The polka dot guy. I loved him. I loved it. Like everything about that. Like to me, that had a Guardians of the Galaxy feel to it.
It was, and you're right. I think, but there's a grittiness to what James Gunn when he directs that I think that one was missing. But I don't know. I have hope for it. I know.
I think James Gunn, and this is why Guardians worked well, is that even though you had all these misfits, each of those characters were so well fleshed out.
Oh, yeah.
They were ripe with emotion. You felt it. I mean, even the stupid Rocky Raccoon there. I mean, he like that third movie, you were shedding a tear at the end. Yeah. I mean, they captured this CGI character perfectly.
The second movie, when the blue guy passed. Spoilers,
yes,
but like,
well, you didn't say which blue guy. There's a lot of blue guys.
I can't remember his name. I can't remember any of these characters' names. But when he died, when they did the fireworks in space, all of the group, dude, shed a tear.
When Rocky Balboa was there as like the head of that gang. Yeah.
I mean,
great movies.
Sylvester Stallone,
and I didn't catch any of that emotion. There was no emotional development of any character in the Superman film.
Fair.
There was nothing.
Agreed. I completely agree. I don't disagree.
It was a pure popcorn film lifted right off the page, but it just didn't land.
Yeah, I think the one takeaway that I got from the Superman movie, which I can't remember what it was actually called unless it was just Superman, was that the American healthcare system in the DC universe apparently is as bad as the one that we have here, because his inept parents, clearly dementiated or on the verge of Alzheimer's, were having to live alone, and that Superman, Clark Kent, had abandoned Ma and Pa Kent, and clearly their wits are not there anymore, so they're just surviving on their own. It's clearly an indication just how terrible our
that's dark. That's dark.
I think everyone who watched Superman asked themselves, is Pa Kent okay?
I know you asked it, and you're still asking it to this day.
And until they do his funeral and autopsy, I will continue to ask it. I think before we offend any more DC comic fans.
Do you normally do an autopsy after a funeral? I'm trying to understand the sequence of things in your mind.
I'm going to say yes. Open casket autopsy.
All right. Well, go Hawks, go Pats, and we'll see how it lands come Monday.
That sounds good. All right. That's going to wrap it up for this episode. Big thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, you can follow Bill here at Political Bill SC and follow the Black, White, and the Blue in the South podcast, because you're putting out episodes again in 2026. And
we got an interesting recording session. I'll be recording live from an anti-ICE protest on Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah, so that should be pretty interesting.
With candidate Bruce, right?
Catherine Fleming Bruce.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting.
So that'll drop next Wednesday.
Okay.
And then we've got another episode coming out the following Wednesday that'll get us back on track.
Okay, very good. Follow them. Just go to bigmediallc.com. You can find links to all of the Black, White, and Blue in the South. Follow me across all social media at Barrett Gruber, the All About Nothing.
We got an offer for somebody to buy our show.
Did you? You got one too?
Yeah. I hear that's the thing. Every show wants to be bought out.
There is. I will just say,
there's a price for everything.
When Zach and I came up with the name for what the pod was, that was actually one of my thoughts, was how great of a name is that someone might one day come along and be interested in buying it. So I have had a couple conversations so far, and there might be the potential that no longer is under the Big Media umbrella if we sell that off.
No, what I don't get is that I bet you there's already other podcasts out there with the same name.
Potentially.
Like the names don't get copyrighted.
Nope.
And so why would there be any incentive to purchase it?
And I'm not telling anyone to go look, but there are at least two. There are at least two other All About Nothing podcasts who none of them produced anything prior to me, but that had produced at least a handful of episodes and then never did anything. Well, then on Facebook or Instagram, I went out there to try to get the All About Nothing podcast as our username. And I found that somebody else already had it.
Ooh.
And then they followed me.
Wow.
Because when I did this, I was like, I don't want it to be, 100 characters long. I'll just do AAN_pod. And then I thought I'd do that for all of the tags. Well, I couldn't do it on Facebook because it wouldn't allow an underscore. I was like, well, shit. So then I had to do like All About Nothing All About Nothing US. And finally I got it corrected. So now on Facebook.
I ran into that trap. Remember I told you about the secret project that I've embarked on.
Okay.
And I set up 7 different social media accounts across all the platforms and ran into that same problem, that I couldn't use the name from one over somewhere else because they each had different validation rules and underscore issues and lengths and already takens. And so now I've got the same, it's the same account across 7 different social medias, but they all have different usernames.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't keep any consistency up front. I should have checked up front on all of them first before landing on a name.
I want Congress to do something valid this year and require that internet social media providers be consistent with the characters that can be used for naming conventions.
So I'll share with you what this project is soon. I think March timeframe. I wanted to get to 10 videos under my belt first, and then I'll share with you what the project is. But I wanted to have a little library for you to dig through before I announce it.
Well, I look forward to it.
But it's been fun. It's been fun. I did my 6th video today, and I'll give you a hint. It's not me. I'm not in it. You're not going to see me in this project at all. You wouldn't know it was me.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, I look forward to that.
Yeah.
I look forward to that. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for liking. Thanks for hitting that bell. If you can, give us a 5-star review, leave a comment. Until next time, you all stay safe, be kind, and keep your hands to yourself.